have this up and going. So there you go, when it streams, you see, tells you there, tells you how many viewers you got.
Yes.
You can't see a preview once the stream starts though, so
Okay.
so we're all good there, I think. I'll leave that recording. Don't fall in, all good. I'm gonna get out of here anyway. Let's get out of here once we're sorted with this. This is the best place.
Feels like I've never lived before today.
Come on.
How good I feel.
It's good. Oh well, we're gonna have a good day.
How awesome this feeling is.
Good fun.
Good morning, Mr. Morgan.
Howdy.
Hey, buddy.
Do you want to run a camera today?
Oh, I don't mind. Do you want?
We've got one there for you. I think is your power bank, your 12 volt working there to plug it into?
I think so. It should be good.
Yeah. That's too bad, man. Just gonna grab your camera there.
What number are you, Al? 88, something like that.
Pretty sure we're all sweet.
You got?
Kevin,
From? Local?
you're a local, aren't you, Kevin? You're
Local?
from Sydney?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got 5 hours 21 of recording there. So maybe not throw it on until you're up the river. You don't have to record the whole run. You've got what sort of mount? You've got a... Oh, you can plug it on this anyway. Just when you get there, plug it.
I got that system there.
You got that? But you know, you've got the
that's
Garmin
different.
one. This one sits it up a little bit higher. So all you need to do is you plug this in there. You plug that in here. Yeah, he was bringing it down to you. I sent Brendan down to get the power bank and take it down to Wishy. Anyway, so there, and then there's your power cable.
Yep.
To plug it in. Just when you get there and start fishing, just flicker on and away you go, mate.
Sweet, mate.
And they'll clamp on wherever it might clamp on beside your windscreen, or just find something clever to clamp that.
Awesome.
Not on your power poles on the back. And then there's your adapter
whole
for the...
day, yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, when you're running, maybe not, but when you're fishing, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, I just plug them on my windscreen then. So there's your thing for adapter. There's your extension cable if you need to extend.
That's all I need anyway, but yeah, I'll take that. Awesome.
No worries, man. Go for it, mate.
Thank you.
On the camera. Yeah, I'll show you. Yep, I can do that. Does your 12 volt work in there? Okay. Yeah. All right. So all you do is when you start fishing, if you haven't got any external power, you'll only get an hour or two out of it. So when you get to a spot you're going to think you're going to catch them, all you do is flick it on, flick that, you know, the twisty switch there with the red dot on it. If you flick that forward now, like flick it forward now, and you'll see it'll go red. If it's green now, you wait, it'll turn red. Now see it's red, now it's recording. And then to turn it off, flick it that way. But when you're running, just don't record when you're, just put it away when you're running. Put it on when you're fishing. The other thing is when you frame it, like look straight down it. If it's looking low, it'll just film your ass all day. It'll film you, so when you're looking back at it, just if you're looking straight down the barrel, your rod and everything will be in, it'll be in down to about here, you'll be sweet. So if you film your ass all low, we'll put that on the highlights. We need to buy a few more power banks, I think, because no one has power in their boat. Yeah, maybe buy 2 power banks.
Well, he's on boat, he's not going to make it.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
So if you get maybe 2 power banks, then we'll have 4 power banks.
Anything special you do when you get them? Or
Just buy ones that look like they're not going to fucking die in 2 days.
Who's your not boater?
All right, we're going to get out of here. It's getting a bit crowded. Just drift away. There's a handout at the start for everyone. Jimmy's got a handout. No, that's... we read the rules. Simon had updated the rule. When I talked to you, I was talking about the old boundary, but when we checked the rules and on the event sheet, it's from Middle Head across to Barrenjoey. Look at that little map. We've got it highlighted on there. So, but with the wind today, I'm sort of comfortable with that. It lets everyone get in the river. Just check the map. I'm going to come over here, Cromo, out of the traffic. Yep. Streaming all right? And it's got your two little red lines down the side, and has it got a time kicking over?
Not giving us a lemon, Steve.
It's his camera. Oh, you mean, did I give you a lemon of an angler? Sorry about that. All right. It's amazing I've actually got time to get organised this morning. I like it. So,
What rod and reel are you using?
oh man, there's like 10 different rods and reels here for 10 different sorts. So,
Okay, you're not going to use those two then?
oh, I'm going to use this crab. I'm not going to use that crankbait yet unless we go up the river.
Is that what is it? A chubby
It's an atomic crank, that one.
an atomic?
Yep, atomic round, you put on an atomic lure, and it's good karma.
Okay. Is it a mid?
Deep,
Is it deep?
38 deep, yep.
Okay.
Alright, so they're the three ones I might use this morning. Get them out. We're looking good. I'm going to put my PFD on. That's streaming fine.
This is so cool. You're wearing exactly the same clothes as what I saw.
Yeah. The black suit, mate. It's like you live in these Gore-Tex suits this time of year. It's for shallow water. It cantilevers down into the bottom and just holds the bottom.
Oh, okay.
So
it's like an anchor, is it?
like a shallow water anchor, only up to about 6 feet. Yeah. It'll just hold down. All right, we might go up and get in line because we'll start soon.
Take this boat down from this way.
Yep, no, it came down. This boat goes a lot of miles, this one. It was in Tasmania this year.
Why don't you get it down to Tasmania?
Just tow it, get on the ferry.
Oh, right.
4 minutes until start.
Yeah, I saw your Tasmania one on your
Yep.
So when you get into the harbour this afternoon, have a look. You see we've got your Sunday parking ticket. Remember all the speed zones out there, remember what double the bridges, we are the speed zones. is in distress. And I get every boat that's out there to get behind me to my right and sit behind Mark Thompson. Single file in the 8 knot zone here, no overtaking until you get out onto open water.
All good, mate? All good? You've covered it all. If they don't know it by now, they're not going to know it.
There's another bloke up in Queensland who I like. He has his own YouTube channel too.
Yep.
Andy.
Oh, yeah, Andy's fishing?
Have
Yeah.
you met him before?
No. But he's got lots of subscribers, old mate.
Yeah.
Okay, that's your 1.5 minute warning. Make sure you have all your life jackets on. Good work there, Al. Make sure all life jackets on the plane.
Just going to pull up the side here if you want to hold on to the dock here. No, we'll drift in, just grab it when we get there. Just going to try and...
Rowers out there today. We have a few getting ready over there.
You can let the boat here, that's all right, just stop us from drifting away, so that's it. You can sit in your seat and just grab that, we're sweet, yep.
And it is a 2 o'clock finish for everybody today. There's plenty of room on the beach, so just pull your boat up, get in line and wait for a bag. 1 minute warning. Okay.
Yeah, so here we have it, guys. We're at day 1 of the 2018 BREAM series brought to you by Atomic today. It's windy conditions here. It's looking like it's going to be a pretty gloomy day, but the anglers are all booked anyway. We're going to get them out there in probably about 30 seconds. I'm going to lead you to it and let's watch the boats go out.
Okay, boat number 1, Mark Crompton, you are right to go. Number 2, Graham Franklin. 3, Alan Lister. 4, Scott Wilson.
Right, mate, you can push us off, give us a bit of a push off, mate. Just give us a little push, it'll be sweet. Yep, that's it, that'll do.
6, Todd Richards.
See you, Nicole.
7, Grant Kime. Followed by 8, Steve Morgan. Boat number 9, Vaughan Lewis. Remember, single file in the number you were called out. 10, Chris Britton. 11, Peter Maythorpe. Keep pushing up as I call the numbers out, guys.
Okay, welcome to all the live stream viewers. We might not know how many we got at the moment. Let's have a look. We got 4. This is the procession out. Takes us about 10 or 15 minutes to get out of the slow zone before we can start running. Fishing with Kevin today from Sydney. There you go, Kev. There he is. all masked up. Gonna have a good day today. Hopefully I didn't pre-fish yesterday because the weather was so nasty. And I worked out that I only know about 20 spots here anyway. No use whacking all my fish the day before. I had a bit of work to do, so when I haven't pre-fished this year, it hasn't really been a hindrance, so I sort of just used that to have a bit of a day off. I actually have all my rods rigged up for once. As usual, we'll start in some boats on pit water that are normally pretty good, so we've got a pretty early boat draw here, so we're going to hopefully we get to that area first and we'll be able to take advantage of a morning bite. I'm a bit torn whether we go up the river today because I didn't pre-fish yesterday. I don't really know if there's enough current. I love current up there to get it going. It's a run-in tide today. I don't know if the run-in's going to hit the banks I like fishing. Anyway, Kevy, we're going to work it out, mate, aren't we? We'll work it out. We've got 7 hours to work it out. Can't be that hard. Pretty nasty forecast today, but that normally means the bream will bite well. It's clear water in pit water here especially, and a little bit of wind always helps. In front of us there, the prize boat that Connie won a couple of years ago, Mercury 115 on the back of a Bass Cat Margate. Cracker of a rig. He looks like he's acquired a power pole since we've given that to him as well. Doesn't seem too windy in here, eh, Kevy? It's all right.
The weather looks pretty good.
It's all right. I think it's going to come through in squalls today. We'll have areas where it's sort of a bit less and areas that's a bit more.
Yes. I think I'm all wrapped up.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm dressed for the weather.
That's right.
Tomorrow I'm on.
You're with Kylie tomorrow. That's right. We swap over tomorrow, basically.
Oh,
So
you swap over.
yeah. So in that group of 4, we just, and that's how. That's why we do it like that, so that you meet your both boaters on the first day. So.
Wow.
So that's the boat you're on tomorrow. Is the one he won in the grand final 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So.
I'm telling you, all the stars are aligned.
Well.
I'm here to learn as much as I can off the bat.
No.
That's it.
You'll learn how to fish flats tomorrow with Kylie. He'll spend a lot of the day on
He does flats.
on those flats, yeah. So he'll fish plastics on flats and hard bodies on flats.
Yeah.
Whereas I'll probably do more structure today.
Structure.
Boats, moored boats, and then if we go up the river, we'll be crankbaiting along the banks.
Crankbaiting. Is crankbaiting similar to that atomic?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that a crankbait?
Yep. So you throw it out, wind it, and it'll bounce down into the rocks, and the fish like it when you get that when it hits the rocks. When it deflects off the rocks, that's when they like biting it.
Oh, right.
It's the first little rain scud of the day. So have you been in a fast bass boat before?
No.
Okay. Might be a little bit scary the first time. I'll take it easy. You've got a handle there to hold on to.
Oh, okay.
You can jam your feet if if you want to sort of wedge yourself in. You can put your feet against here if that's a bit long for you. You know, just sort of.
Yeah.
It's always the first times you're in it. It's intimidating going fast close to the water.
Yeah.
Normally, if you're going fast, you're pretty high, but we're sort of close to the water here.
Yes.
I'm getting old now, so I drive sort of slow and safe. So
So it's like a go-kart.
sort of like a go-kart. Yep.
Right. Where did you get this? These aren't made in Australia, are they?
No, these are imported. These boats. Yeah. All of the fiberglass boats basically are imported from the
they're
US.
all imported.
Yeah.
Okay. They're all from the States?
US mainly. Yep.
Yeah.
There's a couple of South African ones.
Oh,
But mainly, there's a few Australian-built ones here too, but they're mainly imported, the bass boats. Americans use these sort of boats in freshwater all the time. So
yeah. And I think from what I can see from YouTube, it's a very big sport over there.
oh yeah, bass fishing's
Over
massive,
here.
massive.
Yeah.
They probably sell 10,000 boats a year like this in America. You know, in Australia they probably sell 40 or 50 maybe, you know,
yeah.
or less.
Yeah. How often do you fish the Hawkesbury?
I only fish Hawkesbury about once a year. I fished it one day in the Australian Open earlier this year,
Yes.
but I've been fishing it probably for 10 to 15 years now each year, so
Yes.
you build up a few spots as you go.
Yes.
So now we're in the 8 knot zone. Notice everyone ran the calm side.
Yeah. That's why you slowed down a bit.
Oh yeah, through the real rut, and then now it's rough. I just go at comfortable speed usually. Thought it'd be too roughy this morning. It's not going to be too bad. We're going to start on the boats that you would have seen YouTube videos on in the Australian Open.
Yeah.
They're very consistent, these boats.
Okay.
Alrighty, this little patch of boats here has been very good to me over the years, so let's have a fish on them, see if we can catch something. I'm strapped here. Alright, way. Let's go fishing. Don't be shy, get in there. I'm going to start off with the heavy rod with the 5 pound on it. Just because it's dark, not going to be too much finesse this morning. Got to find out if I want to eat crabs or stick minnows today. Throw in there, don't wait, just pretend we're social fishing, just get in there. Oop. So you want to land it just on this side of the boat there, so just little cast like that. And then let it sink down just straight. Let's do the next one down. The wind's going to be a bit difficult today. So all of this bottom here, it's all weed with a little bit of sand on it. So, well, yeah, when the sun gets up, they sort of hang under the boats, but at this time of day, they can sort of be anywhere. About 8 to 10 feet. So, and she gets shallower as we go in. So I don't like fishing boats any deeper than about 12 or 13 feet. So. fish. Doesn't feel that big, but little fella to start off with. So I'll wait till he comes to the top and I'll just put it in the net. There you go. Thanks, man. Well done. Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, did your first one? I know, you probably just go legal. He's not a giant, but throw back in there, mate. There's normally a school of them in there. Probably one of the smallest fish I've caught in this part of the world. Number one. Number one on the cranker crab. Let's find the ruler. Make sure he's legal. So he is 26 to the 4. Next we've got to put him in the app. So I'm going to put him in the app so we can see him on there. It's not a black bream, it's a yellow friend bream. It's 260. All I need to do is I'm just going to put a little marker in. Makes it easy for me to pull him out later on. Oh, mate, open up. I'm just going to sneak under and put him in and throw this in here. Yeah.
One on the board.
One on the board. Alright. Go back in the pocket. Alright, let's just it's quite dirty here. This water's been stirred up by the that wind. Not the easiest fishing conditions today, Kev. It's a bit windy.
My balance.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, we'll do alright. They'll bite alright today, we just find where they are and it'll be sweet. Man, got a bit of company here, eh?
Right?
Got 1, 2, 3, 4 boats all around us.
The secret spot's not.
Nah, it's alright, I'm cool with that. You shouldn't expect a, it's not my spot.
It's a nice spot.
It ain't my spot though, we've got plenty of other spots that won't have as many people in them, so. You do have to run a bit of defence though sometimes. It's like if I pick these 5, I'm going to defend these 5 until I get tired of fishing them. Few boats on the flats over there. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 or 8 boats over there on the flat. Alright, I don't like how rough this is, how dirty it is here. I'm going to find some cleaner water, I think. Plus I don't like the fact that I've got all the boats drifting down through here. Let's move. Let's make a move. I'll come back here later on when everyone's gone. Alright man, let's go for a drive just across the other side there. Get you wet here. Fishing there? I think they are. Yep, can't go there. There's dudes fishing there. Go back up into Korea a bit. in here too where I want to fish. Boats everywhere. Oh no, it's not a boat, that's a pontoon. Is it a boat? That's right, he's not going anywhere. Ah, it's a little bit nasty, that water, wasn't it? Give these half dozen boats a go. It's a bit calmer here anyway.
I noticed you don't use any sets on your...
Yeah, I've been too lazy to put it on yet, but I do use it for black bream often, but yellowfins I sort of don't reckon it makes much of a difference. But if my non-baiter starts catching plenty and I'm not catching, I'll put it on, don't worry. I'm straight into it. So again, these are reasonably shallow boats, these. I like fishing boats that are sort of less than 15 foot. This one's 9 foot. See how shallow it is here? You can see the bottom here, so you'd think it'd be deep where we are, but it's not that bad. Actually, not too bad in here, a bit sheltered. So you can see the sand patches are here, and normally where there's a mooring block, and as the boats swing around, the chains scrape all the weed away. So that's why you got weedy patches there, and then you've got sort of sandy patches. It's in the weed, that one. Nah, that was just sometimes the crab falls down into the weed. Most of the bites you'll get on this stuff is as that lure is just sinking down on the first drop.
Do you call that canker crab a stick bait?
No, this isn't a stick bait. Stick bait's like a little stick minnow. So we'll fish those in a while, I'm sure, if these crabs don't get bit. A stick bait is one of these little, it's like a lure with no bib on it.
Okay.
Just a little straight lure, and they sink with a little wobble on them. So the crab will sink straight down. This stick bait I'll just give little twitches like that, and then let it sink again. So the twitches are to attract the fish, and they'll normally eat it as it sinks down after the twitches. Pretty rare, I reckon, that you see the boats under the hulls here at Pittwater. In Sydney Harbour you see them up a lot, but I don't see them in Pittwater here much at all. Normally sitting down on the bottom underneath the boats. The mooring block for this boat sort of straight underneath us here. You can see in the middle of the sand patch is normally a big block of concrete, weighs about a tonne or two, and it's worth throwing on as well. If you can see a mooring block, throw your plastic on top of it, sink it down, but sometimes they'll sit on those mooring blocks. All right, we're going to go back up on the other side over there. It's a bit shallower. Just going to idle across. A little bit deep here for my liking. Idle across the other side here. Going again.
Is that a 250?
150.
150. It's remarkably quiet.
Yeah, it's a Verado. It's a 4-stroke, so 4-strokes are pretty quiet. I'll get a little bit damp across here because it's crossing the waves, so apologies in advance. 4 knot zone. This is pit water, and these are just little arms that come off pit water. That's where they film Home and Away on the other side over there, in that big bay. You know, on a weekend normally, this whole bay is full of boats. These are all day moorings, yeah.
There's a lot of, that's a camping site down there, I think.
Yep. And there's like a swimming lagoon in the back of it, so.
Yeah.
But these are all permanent boats on the left-hand side here, so they're the ones we're going to have a go at. Yeah. Oh yeah, the basin. Oh yeah, that is called the basin, yeah. Sorry, I thought you meant St George's Basin.
Yeah.
Nah.
Around these moorings?
Well, I reckon we're going to fish the edge here, so in the sort of to the rocks and these boats in here. They're a little bit deep, those moorings, I reckon.
Okay.
Right there. So yes, that is called the basin. Reasonably deep here, but it sort of shallows up as you go in. I don't know if Mark Healy's fished this whole line of boats or not, but I'm going to assume he hasn't. He's only fishing the end one there. Check out the swells banging on those boats over there. Solid. When we get further out, there's not much reception in this little bay here. Those bombies there with those little undercuts on them, they're a great spot to drop your Z-Man next to. No, I think I had a bite there. It felt like a bite. No, it might have just been the weed. The weed on it. Weed on. I need more wind to crankbait them on here, but looking good for later today, I reckon, the crankbaits. Don't know if you can see this massive rock here, but that's whenever you get big rocks like that off the bank, that's always a really good spot in these places. See it out here? Yeah, I'll just put mine on then, so. What's that? As in?
As in on number 1.
Have a leak? That's right, the camera's pointed this way. Just do whatever you like. Straight over the back. Good place to do it here because it's not rough. live streaming again. Had no reception up that little cut. We caught one more bream up there, 3 now. None over 30 yet. This old Haynes Hunter's been good to me over the years. I'm going to try a stick minnow on it, something different. The old Haynes. Remember one day about 10 years ago, there's a dude working on his boat. He'd fallen off the back of it. He couldn't get back in. I had to help him in. So as a result, it's been very good karma ever since. This is an epic squid spot as well here. See a few fish on the sounder here. So the way this place sets up, it's actually quite deep, and then it's sort of shallow, dried up to weed. So you might have to let it sink a fair way. We're in 16 foot now, but you're probably throwing in 25 foot there. But in winter time when they get in here, there's often, if you catch one, there's a school of them. So hopefully we can find a few here. There's one there. Down around there. Oh, it came out. I don't think it was that big. I saw him. Didn't bend the hook out or anything. But I think there was more than one there, so. That's a stick minnow, yeah. So that's a stick minnow, and that was sink. It ate that before it got to the bottom, which means there's usually more than one fish, so. Throw your little Z-man in there as well. You can see the fish on the sounder here now. So those fish aren't on the sounder now, so they were all excited coming out. Let's see if we can get them back out from under the boat. Bream juice all over the floor. Just happy to see us. So what we'll do, we might actually give this a bit of a rest. We'll fish some of these other ones and we'll come back to it. Did you see when you netted him, there was another fish behind him too? Yeah. Yep. I've always told my non-boater, if there's another one behind it and they net it up, they can have the second one. If they're good enough to catch it like that, then just net them both up. If you're good enough to net the second one, then so you can see it starts to get shallower up there. You can sort of see the bottom and the weed and the sand. Yeah, the bait's called a stick minnow, TMCO brand, stick minnow, and you're fishing, this is on 2 pounds straight through fluorocarbon, and you throw it in, and as they sink, they just get a nice little wobble on the way down. That's just like sinking on the slack line, and then just off the bottom, a couple of little twitches, so it jumps up like a prawn. No bites, wind it in. So it's like the crab and the Z-man, you know, the drop is when they're going to get bitten first. Fish on. Nice. Does that one feel like a pinky or a bream? Looks a bit bigger than a pinky. This could be your first ABT bream. See if we can get him.
Oh man. Hold on. With all this drama that he's a decent one.
That looks alright. Looks like a bream to me. I'd take it out of that thing. Flick it out of that thing, yeah, it'll be easy to fight. Looks like a good one too. Oh yeah, that's a real nice one. That's a real nice one. Take your time. There he is. Boom! Come out the front here and show the live stream of that. That's probably equal to your PV one. That might be about 30, 31, something like that. Is that around? Is that deep? Is it or shallow? So point straight. Put your rod straight at it. So that's what it's like. No, mine's wet. That was weed, mine. Weed bite. You're not getting a free feed, guys. I'm telling you that now. No free feeds here. So 4 in the box now, no giants. I got 4, Kevy's got 1. He's got a nice one, over 30. Got half of my fish on stick minnows and half on crabs, so I think, or maybe 3 on crabs, 1 on stick minnow. Still haven't found any real concentrations of fish, just scratching them out. So Kevy, first ABT, got something to weigh in today, mate?
Yeah.
Sweet. Little crab, deeper water here now. I want that sink rate to be a bit faster. Pelicans are hanging around wanting to feed though. Not happening, boys. Catch your own fish. Right, it's going to idle back to where we started up there and do that all again. You can stay there, it's all cool. I'm just going to go this way. Ah, you're kidding me. Took it. Hey, there's a big school of fish under this boat. I can see them on the sounder. Actually, not going to go any further. I'm just going to drop it here. Alright, Brimskies, time to have another bite or two. Try and grab that cotton stick there. See fish on the sounder? Oh, that's side sand. I'll put it on. Put it on. Put it on this side. So there's none under that transducer there. See them all under the front transducer here? Yep. They're all fish up off the bottom, spending there. So don't know if they're bream or not, but there's a fair chance they are. Alright, we'll go fish these other boats where you caught your fish. I think it was weed actually. Felt like it was sort of sliding through the weed, I think. I don't think it was a fish. Pretty good weed bite though. Sort of as good as they get. Oh, I don't know, it was a weed bite. You know what I'm going to do? I see that bout's pulled in over there. See how the wash is all going through? I'm going to go and throw in that wash over there, I reckon. Where it's blowing out all that. Yeah, I reckon that's... If I was a bream, I'd be going and feeding that. Stuck over there quick and do it. Because that's regular, that ferry. That comes all the time, so... It just sits there and keeps its motors in forward.
How long have you been doing Fishing Monthly magazine?
Fishing Monthly, I started writing for it in 1987. So most of my life. Fishing Monthly is a good magazine for when you just get started fishing. You want to know where to go and what to catch. It gives you a lot of good ideas on how to do it. So look at that. That's got to be good, that. All right, I'm going to throw into all this. Throw on this side, Kevin. Throw. Smashed it forward, look at that. When I go threadfin fishing in the river at home, they love that stuff, the threadies. They just go up and feed all in it. And just hit that boat now. See the washers all the way out to that boat? That might stir up those fish again. All the bait fish in here too. We're getting bait fish everywhere. That's awesome. Throw the little stick in there. See, they're all up in that feed and in the dirt that's been stirred up.
guy's name is Gary Brown.
Yep, no Gary, he writes for the magazine.
Yes, he does. He usually writes for the Fundy Bay.
Yep, that's it. And he does classes.
His book on the Hawkesbury is behind him.
That's good. Yeah, he's a good guy, Gary. He does a few BREAM tournaments here and there. He does the teams ones rather than the ABT ones usually. All right, we might leave this. We might just have a look back where we started. And I reckon all the boats would have left there now. We'll give that one more run and then we might head around the corner and fish some crankbaits on some edges. As I'm thinking that tide might start to get up a little bit now. Good, string's going good. A little bit wet coming across. All the boats are left here now. Back into it. Nasty on this side, huh? That's right. Let's swing that nose around. What's going on here? No, just got caught around the lecky. No, you go for it, man. Nah, I don't usually eat until I get a limit. Yeah. That's good swell hitting that, hitting those rocks over there. Yeah. There's some good waves hitting that far side. Later on, maybe not that far out. You got them, Ross? I got 4. Yep, that's one. This is a better one. So just take your time with him. Oh, look at them all following him. There's 1,000 following him. No, he's not that big actually, but. Oops, slightly coming. Thanks, mate. Right, you go. Off the golden pontoon, huh? Yeah, second one off that pontoon. Yeah, it's been good to me, that one, over the years. Used to be a boat that turned into a pontoon. Oh, mate, been fishing this spot for over 10 years, I reckon now. So number 5. All the same size as all the other ones. It's the biggest though, 29. I'm going to mark him. That's it, upgrade time now. And I just said that was the 100th bream I've put through Track My Fish now, so There was about 10 fish behind him when they were coming in. Try that again. Weed bites. Alright, small one, don't worry about it. I'll net him. That little one. I got him. Right. I don't think he's upgrade. Nah. Not even legal. Yeah, mate? You get more bites on the 4 pound.
Sorry?
Get more bites on the 4 pound.
Significantly more?
Yeah. Then you get more on the 3 and then more on 2. As you go down, you get more bites. I got another couple this morning off it too. This just, you rested and come back. Trouble is, they're not big today, everything's small. I haven't got anything over 30. Yeah, about the same. But I'm just going to wait till that tide gets up, go do some riverbanks, you know. I'm surprised the big ones at this time of year, they should be good ones in here, you know. It's normally good for 3.5 kegs in here. Normally good for 3.5 kegs. The flats aren't fishing, obviously. The flats are shit. There were 20 boats there this morning. They're all gone. Yeah, I just did it then. Again, they're just small fish though. Yeah. Oh yeah.